let's go into, I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to show you something. And for those of you that have been with us, I'm coming a different way this time with the same pictures I'm about to show you, but I got to go I'm coming from a different angle. How many can see that space right there? That empty concrete.
Yes.
Okay. So the story behind this, the more I think about it, the more I marvel at it. And I think you will too, because you're going to hear something tonight that I've never said, and you're going to see something maybe that you've never seen. Has anybody here ever turned your basement into a place of business?
Yes.
Good. So this concrete space here, it was an idea that came to me. I was considering putting a deck on the back of my home. You all know the story, but stay with me. And God spoke to me, don't put the deck on the back of your home. Take that unfinished space and turn it into a training place. When I got that idea, I'm sure that many of you have had ideas come to your life. You knew it was a good idea, but you didn't act on it. Come on, let's raise our hands if you ever had a good idea and didn't act on it.
Yes.
All of us did. I'm going to answer the question tonight as to why that happens. I think it would be good to know what it is that keeps us from acting on a good idea, and especially a God idea. So there's a process that goes on between getting the idea. So when we talk about multiple streams, and you know I'm big on ideas, but ideas are not powerful or not anything on their own. They're a dime a dozen. Everybody gets ideas. There's something more important than getting the idea. And I'm going to tell you up front, it's implementation of the idea. An idea that's not acted on, an idea that you don't implement, is just another idea, and it's worthless, especially if it's an idea that could have changed the world, but you didn't act on it. Now, let me just tell you this. I do believe this. If it's an idea that God wants in this world and he gives it to you and you won't act on it, what do you think he's going to do? Huh?
Give it to somebody else.
He's going to give it
away and give it to somebody else.
Do y'all remember the parable in the book of Matthew where the businessman went on a journey and he gave one 5 talents, one 2, and another one 1, and told them to occupy? But at the end of that story, what happened is the one that did something with the 5 talents made them 10. He said, take the one from him that had 1 and give it to the one that had 10. That doesn't even sound fair, right? But God is a businessman. So he's an investor. When he gives an idea, he wants a return on it. So if I give an idea to somebody that doesn't do anything, I'm going to give that idea to somebody that will. This is too heavy. I'm going to take an offering in a minute. Okay, so watch this. So check this out. So from the idea, I took that unproductive space and turned it into a training place. Now, here's the question, everybody. I hope that you all are like really ready for some heavy revelation. I'm looking at you, Sharon. Looking at you, William. I think y'all are ready. Y'all ready for something heavy? So what do you think the process was between the idea and the implementation? And what did that look like? How long do y'all think it took to go from here to here?
Probably a couple months.
Okay, probably a couple of months, right? At least.
At least 6 months.
Okay, it didn't take
6 months. I would say 3 to 6 months.
Okay, so it took about 3 months, maybe about 3 months. So check this out. What was the timeline from idea to manifestation? I'm going to say 3 to 4 months. Also, what was the process of doing that? What did it take? What was the first step? When I look at a dream that's becoming a reality, I have to go back to see what was the first thing I did.
You had to hire a contractor.
Hello. So that means I probably had to pick up the phone and I had to call somebody and say, hey, look, I'm considering doing my basement. I want you to come over and take a look at it and give me an estimate of what it would take to do this, right? I didn't wake up the next day. I wish I could have told y'all I had that idea, and I woke up the next day and I came down in my basement and this is what it looked like. I wish I could have said that, but that's not how it happened. I had to get on the phone. I had to go through the process. And so for the next 3 months, I watched the process take place. And I was putting out money, and I was putting out energy, and I was getting this place. And in my mind, I had doubts. What did I have?
Doubts.
I sure hope I heard from God that day. I sure hope that was God. Will people want to come to a home-based seminar? What if nobody wants to come? How many know that when you step out to do something big or different, you're going to have voices telling you you're crazy?
Yes.
Do you know how glad I am I just kept going?
Yeah.
I kept following it. I never stopped. So check this out. So 3 to 6 months, not quite 6, and this place was filled. But the question is, what was the time process between this on the left, the empty room, and it being filled? What was the process of going from having the room ready, nobody has ever come before, oh, I'm getting ready to go somewhere with this, to actually having a full room? And check this out. A full room of strangers, mostly people that I didn't even know. Let me tell you what an idea is, a good idea, a God-inspired idea. I'm coming out of presentation mode to tell y'all this, and I'm coming back in because I want to look y'all right in the face and say this to you all. A good idea is an idea that strangers will pay you for. People that don't even know you will pay you for. How can I say that for sure? Every one of you were strangers to me.
Yes.
We didn't go to school together. We didn't grow up together. Y'all didn't live on Burke Street with me.
No.
Y'all wasn't the ones that I was throwing things across my little porch to your porch. We didn't know each other. We didn't go in the same. Some of us have met less than a year ago. Some of us less than 2 years ago. Some of us really a long time. But there was a time when we were all strangers.
Yes.
Ha. Check this out. It's going to get deeper. So when you have an idea, when God told me to build this basement, it was for people that I didn't even know. It was for people that I was going to meet a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later. It was for people that were going to become members, diamond members, people that were going to go on trips with me, people that were going to travel overseas with me. Oh man, are y'all feeling that? Yes. Because a good business, if it's a good idea, it's not about the idea. The idea is good and sustainable if a total stranger will give you money for it. And there are many people that I'm looking at on the line that have paid to become a part of Circle of Champions. Some of you did it on the first time you ever met me. And then some of you did it later. So check this out. Now, I didn't even create this part. I heard this from a friend of mine yesterday talking about this. Talking about if you go to any business establishment you deal with right now, McDonald's, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, going to Best Buy, go to anywhere you go, do you know the owner?
No.
So you are a stranger. Why are you giving him your money?
You like the food.
Because it's a good business. It's a good idea. It was an idea implemented. And that's how you'll know it's a good idea. And you know what I love about that? That means that the world is my playing field. The globe is my playing field. And Zoom has absolutely opened it up to me even in a greater way. I was so staying away from this because I love the live environment. Hello.
Yeah.
But now, total strangers gonna meet Bob Yates for the first time. Some of them gonna pay me on the first time. Some of them may pay me later. I don't care. What I'm gonna do is give you incredible value that with the hopes that one day I'll earn your trust. Maybe I'll earn your trust on this call. And even if not, my idea is to give out value. So that's how you'll know when it's a good idea, and especially a God-inspired idea. So this basement right here, when I look back, I will never know what my life and path would have been like had I not followed that inspiration. So William, Sharon, Marion, Carolyn, Jeff, Bertha, all the ones that are here, Malika, the question is, this is the big question on the table, is, let me go to my screen because I got to show you this. What happens to people between idea to implementation? What happens to people between idea and manifestation?